my positions seriously. I dive in. I learn them from the inside out so that I can always jump in and help. And then I, work with amazing people now that allows me to grow up in this organization and in this industry.
What are some lessons that you would pass along?
You have to be able to level yourself up and get out of your own way. It's definitely extra set of eyes combing through those files.
It's a lot more pressure.
A lot more responsibility.
All right, everybody. Well, welcome to the podcast. I have a special guest today. This gal, we go way back. We do. She, we laugh, but she knows where all the bodies are buried. And honestly, she's occupied many different positions within our organization, and she is largely responsible for the organization that we've built. A critical player is what I would say, and I'm super stoked to have her live and in person. It doesn't happen all that often, and so she made the trek down here to Scottsdale to spend some time with us, and we get an opportunity to shoot a podcast. So welcome, Shawnee Carver.
Well, thank you for that introduction. We do go way back. 10 years.
Has it been that long?
Almost.
A decade?
Yes, a decade of dealing with each other.
It does not feel like anything more than 10 minutes underwater.
Yeah, in pain of stress.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. Well, awesome. Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I was stoked to be able to get you on the podcast because I think there's a lot of people just like you that occupy an operations position or maybe have a desire to get into an operations position. And I think we spend so much time talking about sales, baby sales, that we forget. Salespeople go out, they mix it up, but operations, they make the magic happen.
They do. They get it from the start to the end. Yeah. I mean, it is finding solutions. It's, if a problem comes up, you want to have a solution, you want to fix it, you want to be able to be smooth. And where it bottlenecks, we have to fix those because it impacts what we do on a daily basis. It impacts our agents' lives, and that's what we do. We're support. We're there for them.
So today, you live in Colorado.
Yep.
Let's do this. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you? We know that you occupy the vice president of operations position for one of the top 2% real estate brokerages in the country, which is super cool and an amazing position, and you do an amazing job. But tell us a little bit about who you are.
I am a mom first. Mom of 4 kids. Oldest is 30. I still can't believe I have a 30-year-old. Last text I told him was, cheers to having a mom in her 40s still. 28, 26, and 20. So I'll always be a mom first. I am a grandma second, and I am a wife third. So not necessarily in that order on any given day, but those are my 3 priorities in life. It's my family for sure. I'm very family driven, and this opportunity, to work for this company is family first too. So it fits right into everything that I get to do. It's a good work-life balance.
How many kids?
4 kids.
How many grandkids?
5 grandkids.
No way.
I know. I can't believe it.
Nobody else can either. They're like, wait a minute. She had kids when she was 12?
A little bit older than that, but yeah. I love it though. They're my greatest accomplishments for sure.
That's fantastic. So you started then how about this? What life experience, maybe being a mom or a grandma or a wife, has had the greatest impact on who you are in your business life today?
Well, I always kind of go back to being a mom at a young age. It taught me determination. It taught me, to be committed to something and you can't quit. There's other people that depend on you, and you have to make sure that you see things through from start to finish. So I've always brought that through to my career, and I'm I'm loyal to a fault at sometimes, but I'm committed and I want to see things through. And when I do something with passion and do something that I care about and I, feel good about doing, I want to do that. And I've always had that same work ethic, no matter what it was, working at 15 years old to now being VP of operations. I take my positions seriously. I dive in. I learn them from the inside out so that I can always jump in and help. And then I, work with amazing people now that allows me to grow up in this organization and in this industry.
So 10 years.
10 years.
And you've been VP of operations the whole time?
Nope. I started answering the phones and doing marketing part-time. So I would input listings into the MLS. I would run through checklists. I would answer the phone, organize showings. I would do marketing postcards. So honestly, we started with a marketing team of 2 people, and we didn't even have the capacity at that time for 2 full-time. It was 1 full-time person and a part-time person, and I filled that part-time role. And then slowly I just kind of moved into other areas. It was full-time marketing, and then it was transactions, and then it was olive agent services and relocation. And it's always kind of, I've enjoyed it because I can answer a lot of questions. I can help out a lot of people in our organization, and I can, be able to lead and mentor people that are in those positions now.
So, it's interesting because occupying those so many different positions gave you the skills that you needed to be able to lead operationally
Correct.
An entire organization. And yet so many people, they get stuck, right? Or they don't wait long enough. They don't understand how important it is to learn a bunch of the different positions. Like, how did you know that, or did that happen by accident for you? Or
no, it happened by accident. It's key. It is honestly, there's good times and there's bad times. Did I always enjoy what I was doing? No. Did I think that I would be further along sometimes? Yes. But it's determination, it's finding opportunities, and it's being willing to jump in and learn and say, hey, I'm ready for this. Give me a chance and let me show you what I know I can accomplish.
And you have really shined, like really a glow up, I think is what it's called, right? But like to see you go, being diligent, being loyal, being committed, learning each and every place within the organization with a smile on your face, gave you the opportunity. So can you share maybe a couple of lessons that you've learned in this growth experience going from sort of entry-level position to VP, that maybe somebody out there in the audience that hasn't yet gotten that opportunity but would really, really love it? Like, what are some lessons that you would pass along?
You have to be able to level yourself up and get out of your own way. So you can tell yourself that I can do this or I can't do this, but you have to be able to believe in yourself and be able to accomplish it. I think some of the lessons that I've learned is not everyone's your friend. And it's kind of like parenting. I'm a parent first, and then I'm their friend. I want to be a leader first, even if tough conversations, even if something is not kosher, it's not good. I want to be able to lead first and then be their friend and be their mentor second. So it's teaching them the right way, and it's having those tough and honest conversations, and it's making sure at the end of the day that I enjoy what I do and the people on my team enjoy what they do.
Yeah, and you have built a great culture within your team. They're appreciated, they're recognized. Yep. They feel like you care, and yet you don't really mother them. Although I think that's what we're talking about. You're firm, you're kind,
you have
and
to
honest,
be.
and
Absolutely.
I think the word you use is compassionate.
Compassion, yeah, you have to be. You have to be able to know when to put your foot down and lead by example and hold them accountable. I can't be where I need to be without good people working on my team, and I have to trust them and encourage them and give them the respect that they deserve. But they didn't earn that. They earned it. It wasn't just given. They had to earn that. They have to get the work, and they do the work, and they do a really good job. So I'm appreciative, and I'm compassionate for them. Everybody has a story, and I listen to their stories, and I want to know what I can do to make, their day better as well.
So any big lessons that you have learned over the years that have contributed to you becoming the leader that you are?
I think for sure is everybody can have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. Life will throw you curves, and it will throw you major curves that you have to just learn to pivot with. And sometimes you have to start back over, and you just continue to go. You keep building. You have to just one foot after the next, and just continue to go and want to do the best thing every single day. So I've learned that what you think might happen doesn't, and life just can throw you some curveballs.
I think it's Mike Tyson that says everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was a little bit, yep, a little
been
different.
Punched in the face?
Oh, no, I never have been punched in the face, actually.
Well,
but yes, for sure. Yep, rug has been pulled out from under, but you just have to, situations will make you who you are, and my philosophy has always been be better, not bitter. And so just make sure that you just one foot in front of the next, and you have to look for the positive.
That's a t-shirt. Be better, not bitter.
Better, not bitter.
Yeah, that's great. And that served you well over the years.
Yes, absolutely. And I still continue that motto.
Yeah. So I know we've got some folks that are probably interested truly from a real estate brokerage and an operational perspective. How have you found the magic in finding the right people, leveling those people up, getting them, onboarded and trained properly? How have you managed to build a team that is not only loyal but effective? Yeah. Very sort of centralized. Do you see any of these trends impacting the way you do business and how you run your operation? Do you have anything? Are you peeking around some corners that you're preparing for from an operations standpoint?
I think we are always going to stay kind of ahead of the curve, but I also still will never do away from the human connection and just the impact that has. And I think that if it's virtual, if it's, I'm big on support. And so I think having that support and just being connected with our agents and knowing that they can reach out anytime, they get a live person, they know who you are, they know your name, they've met your family. So it's just having that connection that we still bring to our agents and our brokerage is what's impactful.
So do you see any changes that you'll make, anything specific that you want to share with the audience?
It's always going to be more efficient. How can we be more efficient? How can we still keep the same level of service that we're providing to our agents? But how can we always, we're not at the top. How can we continue to get to the top? It's always moving upward and onward and finding, more solutions for our agent, either to save time, to be efficient, to be compliant. Compliance is huge. I mean, to be on top of what we need to be on top of and be aware of what's going on in the industry so that we can, continue to move forward as well.
From an operational standpoint, it's always been important, but you just said the compliance word.
It's huge.
And boy, are we dealing with that, right? And I think everybody in the industry is dealing with this idea that on the heels of some national worthy lawsuits and settlements, that there are some things that we have to do that while we've had to do them in the past, many of them, they all of a sudden cost more. There's more scrutiny. Yep. Insurance costs have gone up 52% as a result of it. Now all of a sudden we've got multiple sides that we've got to keep compliant, and in some cases we're having to compliance even the side of the transaction that we're not representing, because at the end of the day, when Uncle Sam comes a knocking, they're coming a knocking, right? We've got to be able to defend ourselves. So how has that impacted you and your department?
Well, I mean, we have to start compliancing at the very beginning, because it's not just a closed file, that's getting complianced. It can be a transaction that is just now gone under contract, and you have to make sure that you have the appropriate documents in place with signatures before, a contract even takes place. So it's being diligent, and it's making sure that we are staying, connected with our agents and on top of our compliance department. And it's a definitely extra set of eyes combing through those files.
Yeah, it's a lot more pressure.
A lot more responsibility.
Yeah. All right. So if somebody out there is thinking that sounds like my cup of tea, like that's where I want to go with my career, what's some advice that you would give them to somebody who's, maybe they're already in operations, maybe they're in a totally unrelated industry or field, but they're like, hey, you know what? I want to empower people. I want to contribute to other people being able to grow in their businesses. I like that stuff. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say surround yourself with people that you want to be, that are going to make you better, push you, and that's going to allow you to. You always learn something. You can always pick up a sentence, a task, a statement, something that can resonate with you that you can take on into your day-to-day business. So I would say, don't give up, be determined. If it's something that you want to learn, reach out. I didn't get in this position without reaching out and asking for help. There are so many people that helped me with processes and said, hey, take it, make it yours. So you have to reach out. You can't do it by yourself. It takes a village. And so it's reaching out, it's asking for help. It's solving issues with a team. We're not independent. You don't have to solve it by yourself. I have this issue. Help me solve it together.
Boy, surrounding yourself with people is really critical. And as you continue to elevate in your career, the people that you have available to you, that it gets thinner.
It does.
Right? You think about it as an elevation thing. The air gets thinner. There's fewer things that survive as we get higher and higher and higher. And so what have you had to do to make sure that you get into proximity to some of those powerful people in your life?
It's using my connections. It's reaching out and saying, hey, I have this issue. Todd, who can you connect me with? Who do you know? It's belonging to different groups and interacting with different people that you know that they might be in similar positions in another brokerage. Reach out and ask for help. Ask them, are you seeing this in your brokerage? What are you doing to solve this? So I think that it's asking for connections. It's always coming to another person to say, who can you connect me with that could help me solve this? Yeah. So it's just use your connections and use your sphere and reach out, ask for help.
Yeah, connections, coaches, and mentors can really compress time and pain big time.
For sure.
Well, listen, you built an incredible organization. If somebody out there wanted to know how to get a hold of you, maybe they even want to come work for you, or maybe they would just like some advice. How would they get a hold of you?
Always give me a call. My direct line is 970-250-4921. They can reach me by email, shawnee.carver@cbdistinctive.com. They can call you.
Call me.
Yep.
I'll connect you. I'll hook a brother up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to be on the podcast. I know they do. And as always, be distinctive, call her, be a sales warrior. We're here to help from a growth perspective. If you like what we had to say here, leave a comment below, give me a little thumbs up, and subscribe to the podcast.